What's up guys, welcome back to 4x4 Jumpman. Today we're going to be installing a dual battery kit. So this cable will have a circuit breaker close to the dcdc charger. So this cable has a 60 amp circuit breaker. So what I like to do first is disconnect my battery when I'm doing any work on my car. Make sure to disconnect the sensor. Installing a dual battery kit is the first thing you need to do whenever you're doing a dual battery setup. So I just put a cover over it so I don't have to fully take it out. This is useful for a dual battery system. I'll be installing this in my Ford Ranger tub. So with my positive side of the battery, there's already a fuse here. This is 225 fuse. So I can put it in any of my accessories. So I've got a fuse here near the battery. So here I've got some split loom. This is about 10 meters, but I probably only need about 3 meters of that. And that way this cable is protected when it goes under the bonnet and in through the chassis and then onto my tub. So what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna put the cables inside the loom so that it's ready for connection. I got the loom that's big enough so that the 6AWG cables would fit inside. So whenever you're buying the looms, make sure that the cables will fit because you don't want to go back again. So there's two ways to install the cables. You can either go through the cabin or you can go underneath through the chassis. With this one, because the cables are so thick and so is the loom, I'm going down here through the chassis. In the bonnet of the Ford Ranger, there's a big gap through here where you can put the cables through. It'll go from the top and then under here on the bottom, and then you can follow the chassis through the back. Going through the cabin, you can go through underneath the glove compartment, and then you can go through the side steps by opening it up and then back onto the other side of this chairs. I'm adding this dual battery kit so that I have cables running from the front of my Ford Ranger all the way to the back of the tub, and I can easily connect a portable power station or a lithium battery. Having a dual battery setup on the tub will make things easier, so I can run the fridge, lights and anything else electrical at the back of my tub. After feeding it through, I use cable ties to secure it. Because the cables were only 5 meters, I needed to extend my cables. I needed to extend the red or positive cable, so I bought some cable joiners. I also bought 6AWG cables to extend the cables for this dual battery kit. Those that I bought, I had to make sure they were heavy duty. I ended up buying one that was 120 amps. This uses an Allen key to tighten the screws. These joiners are 4GA, so when I fitted the 6AWG cables, it fitted nicely. Once I have tightened the screw, the cable was really stuck inside. I feel that this is more secure than doing a solder, as a solder can also be brittle and snap. These cable joiners are high quality and are very good when joining the cables. Just a disclaimer, I do not take any responsibility for any damages, problems or issues that may cause to you and your vehicle after watching this video. Use instructions at your own risk, as I am not an auto electrician. If you do need help, seek your auto electrician. If you're not sure on how to install it yourself, get a qualified auto electrician to install it for you. This will give me more cable to run through my tub. These cable joiners are heavy duty and you can buy them at JCar. These are high quality and crimps the cables when you fit it inside. You can save a lot of money with just doing it yourself, as it costs a lot of money when you're getting an auto electrician to do it for you. To securing the cables, you can either use electrical tape or use a heat shrink. I prefer the electrical tape. You just have to make sure that you have good quality cables, big enough to run from the front and to the back, and also you need at least fuses on both ends of the cable. Now it's time to join the other side of the cable joiners on the positive side of the cables. This dual battery kit I found only had 50 amp Anderson plug. This is why I made my own, because it's 120 amp Anderson plugs. Secured the cables. The extended cables are now ready to be used. Whenever installing a dual battery system, you always need either an isolator or a dcdc charger. This will stop your main battery from going flat. And just remember, the 120 amp Anderson plug is also a different size to the 50 amp Anderson plug. They also come in 175 Anderson plugs. So I added more loom tube to cover the rest of the cables. Now that I've run the cables and I've secured it with cable ties, it's time to drill a hole onto the tub. So whenever you're drilling a hole, you need paint so that you can cover the hole with paint so it doesn't rust. I also bought some wiring grommet so that the holes doesn't scratch or cut the cables. You also need some measuring tape, also a step drills to drill through the hole of the tub. This drill works on metal, wood or plastic. What I did first was measure where the hole was going to be, and I started to drill the hole. I started with a small drill bit first, and then I worked my way to the bigger drills. Use a tape to mark where I need to drill all the way through so that I don't hit the back of the tub. This will stop me from drilling all the way onto the side of the tub. I wanted to make sure that the hole is big enough to fit the wiring grommet and also the cables. There's a lot of panels that you can put on the back of your tub to put any of the 12-volt sockets and other accessories. There's also a lot of battery boxes that you can buy, which you can also fit in the back of your tub, and all you need is the Anderson plug to connect to get the power. I used a screwdriver to see how far or deep the hole goes through until I hit the tub. So the hole was big enough and I was able to fit the loom tube in there. Give the hole a clean and a bit of a light sand, and now I can paint it. Buy the paint at Autobahn and they can also match the color of your car. Painted the hole and waited till it dries. Once the paint was dry, I was able to install the wiring grommet. The wiring grommet fit perfectly. Now I can feed the cables through the grommet. Once I fed the cable through, I added a bit more loom tube and secured it with electrical tape. At the end of the cable, I'm installing Anderson plug. I went with a 120 amp Anderson plug so that it's heavy duty and it can take at least 120 amps of current through the cable. Because I extended the cable, I had to relocate the circuit breaker, which will be closer to the dcdc charger. So I'm cutting the cable so that it fits on the dcdc charger and also on the circuit breaker. Also installing the Anderson plugs on both ends, so I'll be crimping the lugs onto the cables. So I'll be crimping the lugs onto the cables for the Anderson plug. I'm also connecting the terminals at the end of the cables. I'm splicing the cable so that the wires are exposed correctly when I put the terminals. Here I'm just using heat shrink to secure the tube terminals. Now that I've connected all the tube terminals and done the heat shrink, it's time to crimp the lugs for the Anderson plug. Whenever you're crimping big size cables, it's also good to have a heavy duty crimper to crimp the big cables. On the crimping tool, make sure you change the right size for the cable that you want to crimp. When I'm crimping, I always put the lug with a electrical tape so that the lug doesn't move around when I'm crimping. Whenever you're crimping, it's always good to squeeze as hard as you can. Even use the ground whenever you're crimping. It makes it more safe and also it crimps really well. Once you've done a good crimp, the cable is going nowhere. Because it's a 120 amp Anderson plug, the lug is pretty big, so I made 2 crimping. Whenever you're crimping, you get a little bit of excess, so make sure you can crimp a little bit of the side or cut it off. Where the sides of the lugs will be able to fit inside the Anderson plug holes. So here I squeeze the sides a little bit so that it can be compact together. Now it looks much better and now it can fit inside the Anderson plug. When you're connecting the lugs, make sure you put the positive and the negative on the right place, and also make sure that the lugs is facing the right way on the Anderson plug. It only goes one way, so you shouldn't make a mistake. But this is what it looks like once you installed it. So that's the Anderson plug, which is connected at the other end where the dcdc charger is. We're gonna connect and crimp the Anderson plug on the tub cables. Just make sure when you're doing this that the cables are not connected to any power. So I did the same thing with this one. I connected the lugs and used tape so that it doesn't move, and then I started to crimp. Most stores sell 8 gauge cables for their dual battery kits, but it's not big enough at times, so it's always to get something even bigger, like a 6 gauge. It's a little bit harder crimping this way as you don't have the floor to help you, so you have to squeeze the crimper really hard. Once you've crimped both cables, you can now install the Anderson plug. Whenever buying a dual battery kit, make sure that the cables are good quality and it's the right length and it's big enough to run all the electronics that you need. Make sure when you install the Anderson plug, you have the right way where you want to install the cables. This will help you to stop twisting the cables. Whenever having a dual battery cable, it's always good to have a 6 gauge or anything lower so that the cable is thick enough so that it doesn't drop any currents. So this cable connects to my dcdc charger, which also be connected to my battery. So here I'm just testing which way the Anderson plugs will be facing. Now you can connect the cables onto the main battery. Now the dual battery cable is installed with the Anderson plug and it's now ready for use. Now I connected an Anderson plug on the back of my tub, plus it's also secure and it's hard to pull out. After this, we made a 3D print of an Anderson plug cover to make it look better. After printing the Anderson plug cover, I made a hole onto the tub and then secured it and installed it. The Anderson plug cover is even got my logo on it, 4x4 Jumpman. Now the Anderson plug cover looks really good on the back of the tub. Now that I have this connection on the back of my tub, I can connect my portable dcdc charger and connect either my power station or a lithium battery. Any questions on how to set up this dual battery system, just comment below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.